Hello and welcome to another edition of Backyard Grilling here on Nex-Tech Local 1, and it is summertime. And when I think of summertime, I think of like fish tacos, shrimp tacos, so that's what we're gonna make today. Fish and shrimp tacos. We're gonna do it, and we're also gonna make a Chipotle Mayo to go with it, and then some coleslaw. So let's get started. We're gonna kind of go backwards a little bit because it seems like whenever I cook fish or shrimp, I kind of forget about them being on there because they don't take long to cook. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do our Chipotle Mayo first, then we're gonna make our coleslaw, and then we will do our fish and shrimp. So let's go ahead and get started with our Chipotle Mayo. Really simple. We're gonna use about a half a cup of mayo. I forgot to open this, so we're gonna use about a half a cup of mayo. Give me a spoon. And I may use just a little bit more. There we go. All right. So we've got our mayo, and then we're going to use a third of a cup of Greek yogurt. Okay, this is really simple as I splatter all over the place. So we've got our half a cup of mayo, we've got our third of a cup of Greek yogurt, and then I'm gonna put a can of Chipotles with adobo sauce. I'm gonna put majority of the can in there. Then I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon, get to my measuring spoons here without dropping everything. Okay. I'm going to do a half a teaspoon of oregano. Then I'm going to do about a quarter teaspoon of dill. And then we're going to put some cumin in there as well. About a quarter teaspoon of cumin. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that in our blender. I'm going to kind of mix it up by hand a little bit. The reason why you need to get it in the blender is because of those chipotle peppers. They're whole in there. I guess you could have taken them out and kind of chopped them before you put them in there, but what we're going to do is we're going to kind of run it through the blender here. And give it a quick little blend. We'll grind all those peppers up. Okay. Then if you want to taste it, you can. If you want to add any, ooh, that's got a little kick to it. So if you want to add any salt, we're going to add just a little bit of kosher salt. You know what? I'm going to put just a little bit more mayo in there for me. This will make sense why we're adding a little bit more mayo. because that's really, It's a good thing about tasting it before you wait till the very end, because that's really got a kick to it. So, and then why don't we just go ahead and finish off our Greek yogurt as well. There we go. Give it another quick blend. All right, and that is our Chipotle Mayo. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take this, put it in the fridge, or in my case, I'm gonna go ahead and just put it in the cooler here, and that way we'll keep that cool, and we'll go ahead and we'll get started on our coleslaw for our dish here. So let me clean up my mess here a little bit, and we'll go ahead and get started on the coleslaw now for our fish and shrimp tacos. So what I'm gonna do with the coleslaw, and I have to admit, I stole this recipe from, it was actually on Local Flavor or Deborah Anderson, and Jenny Liker had made it, and I liked it so much that I came home and I borrowed it. So I did change a couple little things, but not really that much to say it's my own. So I do have to admit I stole it. So what I did change is I'm going to use some red cabbage or purple cabbage, and I'm going to use some green cabbage. So I guess that's about the only thing I changed here. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to quarter my cabbage. And this is a piece that I want, so I'll go ahead and set this aside, and we'll use that later. And then I'm gonna do the same thing to my green cabbage. Once again, I wasn't for sure how to cut cabbage, or lettuce, or especially cabbage. And so I got on YouTube, and it kind of goes over how to cut it. And it says to cut it in half, and then to quarter it. And then what you want to do is kind of take it at an angle, and you want to cut that big chunk or the root off of it. And then you can go back and cut it just across now. We're going to cut it pretty thin. We don't want that much. We want about 8 ounces of cabbage. So being that we're gonna go a little bit of purple or red, and I don't know why they call it red when it's purple. So I'm calling it purple. So we're gonna chop this up a little better. We'll put that in there. And then we're going to do the same thing to our purple cabbage. We're going to cut that thick stem off of there, and then we're going to go back and we're going to cut it pretty thin. And the reason I chose to do the 2 different kind of cabbages is just because it gives us a little bit more color to it. So there we go. We've got about an equal amounts of purple cabbage and an equal amounts of green cabbage. So tell you what, we're going to go ahead and cut some more of this up, get it all ready. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll finish up our coleslaw, and then we'll start on our fish and shrimp to put on our tacos. So don't go away.
Make moving and storing your home or business easy with storage solutions of Hayes and Victoria. With 2 facilities, they can store anything from antiques to automobiles and everything in between. Interior units for items needing special care. Drive-up units of all sizes, perfect for home or business. And outside storage for trucks, boats, and RVs. As an authorized U-Haul dealer, they have everything for your next move, across town or across the country. Storage solutions of Hayes and Victoria, making moving and storing easy.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Oh, let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Let us shop for you. Contact Rogers & Associate to learn more.
The easiest way for you to get anywhere in the country is the Hayes Regional Airport. Twice daily flights between Hayes and Denver means you are only 45 minutes from over 100 direct flights to get you to your destination as quick as possible. Service from SkyWest has completely changed the flight experience out of Hayes thanks to the 50-passenger jets that include complimentary beverages and an in-flight restroom. With free parking and short security lines, there has never been a better time to use the Hayes Regional Airport. The next time you travel, check Hayes first at flyhays.com to see the time and money you could save.
Hey, welcome back to Backyard Grilling, where we're making fish and shrimp tacos. So far we've got our Chipotle Mayo done, and now we're working on our coleslaw that we're gonna put on our fish tacos. As I mentioned before, I stole this recipe from Jenny Liker from Deborah Anderson's local flavor show. So if you wanna see that, you can tune in there because she does it a little bit different. She uses green cabbage and I use green and purple. And then I'm going to use some purple onions here. So that's kind of going to be our next step. I'm not going to use a ton of them. You could also use green onions if you wanted, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stay with this purple theme. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my onions up. And I'm going to try to cut them pretty small just because I like onions, but not huge. Okay, so there we've got our onions cut up. Let me go one more swipe. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dump our onions in there. And then I already cut some cilantro up while we were at break, so I'm going to go ahead and put that cilantro in there. Then I need a little bit of a jalapeno, so we're going to go ahead and cut this jalapeno up. And what I did was I went ahead and took the seeds out of it. If you really wanted it hot, you could keep the seeds in there, but with that Chipotle Mayo that we made, after I tasted it, it's got a little heat, so I don't think we need to worry too much about heat. So I went ahead and took the seeds out, and I'm going to kind of go ahead and cut this pretty small. Oopie. Okay, so we got one there. I'll go ahead and cut the second one up. Okay, so there's a jalapeno. So we've got our cabbage, two kinds of cabbage in there. We've got some onion in there, some purple onion, or red onion, I guess. Cilantro, and then that jalapeno that we put in there. Then I'm going to put a little bit, probably not the whole can, but a little bit of some Mexican corn. We're going to put that in there. Give it a little mix here. Now then, we're going to put in a little bit of garlic powder. You know me and measuring, so we're going to guess. And then I'm going to put a little bit of cumin in. Okay, so now, originally, in the original recipe that I'm borrowing from, it tells you to put a cup, or half a cup, excuse me, of ranch dressing, because I kind of cut this recipe in half. But instead of doing a half a cup of the ranch dressing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of our Chipotle Mayo. So I'm going to pour I'm gonna say about a quarter, maybe not even a quarter of a cup, because like I said, this has got some heat to it, so we don't want to get too carried away. So I just want to kind of mix it up there. So you can see this has got a lot of good color to it. So this is our coleslaw. So now we've got our Chipotle Mayo for it, and we've got our coleslaw. So we can go ahead and put both of these in the fridge, or in my case, the cooler, and we can go ahead and we can get started on the fun part, which is our fish and our shrimp. And what I'm gonna do, clean my cutting board here off a little bit and dig my protein out. I'm gonna use a tilapia fish, and then I'm just gonna use some frozen shrimp. That's the bad thing about living in western Kansas. It's kind of hard to get good fish. So we're gonna use a little bit of tilapia, and we're gonna use our shrimp, and I'm gonna go ahead and make some blackened seasoning to go along with that. So tell you what, I'm gonna get my stuff out for our seasoning to put on our fish and shrimp. We're gonna take a break, and we'll come back and we'll get this on the grill, so don't go away.
What a girl wants in her home kitchen. Ease of use, flexibility, fun, the latest kitchen design, Frigidaire Professional Real Stainless Steel for fewer finger smudges, a French door refrigerator, convection cooking, a quiet dishwasher. Have the staff at Genuine Appliance in Hayes demonstrate new Frigidaire Professional appliances to find what you want. Genuine Appliance at 1224 East 27th in Hayes. Everything a girl wants.
The plumber said there's something wrong with my water. It looks like you have hard water. You need a water softener. Let me show you the options we have. Hey, do you guys deliver salt? We sure do. What about drinking water? We have water coolers and drinking water systems. We even have bottled water.
Find us on Facebook and itsbetterwater.com. And remember,
it's not just water, it's better water!
The Rusty Tractor in Kensington offers big city dining with a small town feel. The Rusty Tractor features hand-cut steaks, burgers, wraps, and more, all with generous portions and quality products. The Rusty Tractor is proud to serve the area farming communities and welcomes everyone. Come as you are in your boots and jeans. You'll be right at home. Open daily and conveniently located on Highway 36. For more information, find them on Facebook, or for a full menu, visit rustytractorkensington.com.
Here come the men in black trucks for all your home needs.
If you need repairs or a professional to check your home for damage, call the local guys you know and trust at AquaShield Roofing and Construction. Their 5-year warranty will give you the peace of mind you need from a company that will be there to stand behind their work. Call AquaShield Roofing and Construction at 785-475-2533 or visit aquashieldroofing.com today.
Hey, welcome back to Backyard Grilling, where we're making fish and shrimp tacos. So far we've made our Chipotle Mayo, and then we've also made a kind of a fiesta type coleslaw that we're gonna put on our fish tacos. So now we're ready for the main ingredient of our tacos, and that's our tilapia and our shrimp. So we're gonna go ahead and get some seasoning going here. We'll start with our fish, and then we'll move on to our shrimp. So first of all, right off the bat, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with kind of building a dry rub. And the first thing is I wanna get a teaspoon of garlic powder. Just put it in there. Okay, so we have our garlic powder. And then I'm going to use some smoked paprika, and I'm going to use a teaspoon of that as well. This will give it a nice red color. So there's my paprika. And as you know, we don't have enough heat so far, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to add about a half a teaspoon of some cayenne pepper. And then we're going to go to our cumin and do a half of it. And then some dried oregano. And we're going to do a half a teaspoon of the dried oregano. And last but not least, we're gonna put a little onion powder in there. And we're gonna do about a half of it too. So, real easy to remember. We're gonna do a full teaspoon of our garlic powder, a full teaspoon of our paprika, and then we're gonna put a half of the cumin, our cayenne pepper, our oregano, and some onion powder. So we've got that all done. So I'm gonna kind of take a fork here and mix that all up there. And then I've got my tilapia here, and we bought it, basically it's already filleted out. So I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna cut it there in half, and then I'm just gonna grab my dry rub and we're gonna just kind of put it all over the top of that, and we're just gonna pat it in. Okay, we'll do the second one here. Okay, we've got both one side patted in. Tell you what, we'll go ahead and we'll flip this over, and since we have some more left, we'll go ahead and add a little bit on the back side too. Okay, so there we've got our fish with our dry rub on it. Then I'm going to take a lime. I'm going to squirt that lime right over the top of our fish before we put it on. So okay, so there we've got that. What I'm gonna do real quick before I put this on the grill is I'm gonna squirt a little oil on a rag. And this grill has been going for a little while, so we're nice and hot. I'm just gonna rub that down real quick, and that way my fish don't stick to it too bad. All right, so there we go. We've got our fish on the grill. We're gonna let that cook for about 5 minutes on each side, or until it's nice and flaky. All right, so let's go ahead and get our shrimp ready real quickly. I'm gonna put a little bit of garlic powder in. I'm gonna put a little paprika, some smoked paprika. Same type of thing as what we did before. I'm going to put some cumin in. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit of onion powder. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave out our cayenne pepper and that. And then I'm also going to put just a little bit of olive oil in here. And I'm going to stir that up so it kind of coats that shrimp for me. Okay, then with our shrimp, what we're going to do is we're going to take our wood skewers, and I'm basically just going to put these on our skewers, and that way it makes this a lot easier to cook on the grill. So I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and finish putting skewers together with our shrimp, and then we're going to let our fish cook. And when we come back from our break, we're going to try our fish and shrimp tacos, so don't go away.
Make a difficult choice an easy one with Cedar View Assisted Living's knowledgeable and caring staff. Your loved one will be professionally taken care of as they transition into their new community. With movies, holiday parties, planned exercises, and games, residents will have opportunities every day to enjoy their time at Cedar View. Multiple room styles are available, ensuring a just right fit for your loved one. Come see Cedar View Assisted Living for yourself next to Sternberg Museum. The care you need, the home you want.
All Faiths Funeral Chapel and Smith Center can help you and your loved ones prepare for a difficult time with pre-arranged funeral planning. Not only will it be a stress reliever during a tough time, it will save your family money by locking in a guaranteed rate so funeral costs will be less of a burden. Pre-arranged funeral plans now have options to make paying for a funeral easier, such as a 3, 5, and 7-year payment option. Call 785-686-4120 or visit allfaithsfuneralchapel.com. Hey, welcome back to Backyard Grilling, where we're making fish and shrimp tacos with a chipotle mayo and a cabbage, kind of a Southwest cabbage slaw that we're gonna put on it. Our fish is on the grill, our shrimp is on the grill, and they're just about done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and throw me some tortillas on the grill and let them warm up and kind of get some grill marks on them. And I'm going to get ready to take my fish and shrimp off so we can build our tacos. So we'll start with our fish. Like I said, we cook that about 5 minutes on each side. You want to cook it until it gets nice and white in the middle and flaky. And then the shrimp, you just want to kind of cook. They don't take as long to cook, just till they start to pinken up a little bit. So it's a little harder to tell with the paprika and all that kind of stuff on there, but looks really good. So one of the things that I did forget to put in our slaw was some lime juice. So we're going to go ahead and squirt some lime juice in our slaw like that, and we'll get it ready. Then all we've got left to do is to build our tacos. So I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to kind of take some of my shrimp off of here for a taco. And then the fish is just, it'll just flake apart on you. So we'll take some of that apart and we'll go back to the grill. And we'll get our tortillas that we put on there. Just like so. And we'll start building these. So let's we'll build a shrimp one first. We'll put about 3 or 4 shrimp on there. And we'll put this Southwest cabbage that we have. Like so. If you want to put some tomatoes on, I've got some tomatoes right out of the garden. We'll put some of those on. And then, if you decide you want a little bit more of the chipotle mayo, you can add it. What I did was I just put a little bit in a squeeze bottle, and that way I can kind of squeeze it on the top. So there's one. That's our shrimp taco. Now let's do our fish taco here. We'll go ahead and we'll put some fish in the bottom of that. Put some of our coleslaw on there. We'll put some tomatoes on there as well. And we're set. That coleslaw looks really good with the purple and the green, some nice colors. So there you go, a perfect summertime meal. We've got our fish and we've got our shrimp tacos. So once again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Backyard Grilling, and make sure you join us next time. We'll see you later.